You walk into the grocery store at 7:45 p.m. on a Wednesday. Nothing special, just another evening after work. You need milk, maybe some bread. The parking lot is half empty, but you don't think about it. Not yet. Inside, the lights are on, music plays softly, everything looks normal. Then you hear it, a voice over the intercom, calm, almost too calm. Attention shoppers, the store will be closing in 15 minutes. You check your phone. 7:47 p.m. The store is supposed to be open until 10. You see an employee in a vest walk past. He's not stocking shelves. He's turning off lights in the back sections, methodically, one row at a time. At the register, the cashier doesn't look up. "New hours," she says. "Since when?" She shrugs. "Last week, I think." Later, you check the store's website. It still says open until 10 p.m. 3 days later, you try a different store. Same chain, same thing. Closing at 8. No sign on the door, just a voice over the speaker and lights going dark. But this time, you notice something else. The shelves look thinner. Not empty, just less full. The pasta section is missing specific brands. The canned soup shelf has random holes that weren't there last month. And there's a small sign, handwritten, taped to the edge of a shelf. Limit 3 per customer. 3 cans of soup. Who buys more than 3? But the sign is there. In the rice aisle, a woman stands with 2 bags in her cart. She reaches for a third, hesitates, looks around, then takes it anyway. She moves on. At checkout, there are only 2 registers open. There used to be 5. The cashier looks young, tired. "How come you're closing so early?" you ask. "Corporate decision," she says, automatic, like she said it 100 times. Over the next 2 weeks, you start keeping track. Different locations, different chains, all the same pattern. Your neighbor mentions it. "Tried to shop last night, store was closed. It was only 8:30. Your coworker brings it up. "They had a sign in my grocery store, temporary hours, but it's been there 3 weeks. Everyone's noticing, but no one's alarmed. Not really. It's just odd. You start seeing other things. A handwritten sign in a window. "Sorry for limited selection. Restocking delays." Empty produce shelves at 6 p.m. Just the lettuce, just the tomatoes. Purchase limits appear quietly on flour, on rice, and people are adapting. You see it in their carts. An extra bag of pasta they don't mention, an extra pack of chicken. Not hoarding, just preparing. For what, they don't say, because saying it makes it real. You go back to your regular store. Same early closing, same thinning shelves, but this time you watch the employees. There are fewer of them. The ones you see move quickly, eyes down, no small talk. One of them, an older man you've seen for years, catches your eye. You nod, he nods back, but his expression says it all. "I see what you're seeing," but he doesn't say it out loud. No one does. You walk out. In the parking lot, a delivery truck arrives. It's 7:59 p.m. The driver looks exhausted. He's not early, he's late and trying to catch up. You sit in your car for a moment, watching. The store lights flicker off section by section, organized, rehearsed. This isn't chaos, this is procedure, and that's what makes it strange, because grocery stores don't just close early for no reason. They don't limit items randomly. Something is shifting, quietly, in supply chains and distribution routes you never see. The store is just the last place it shows up, the place where invisible problems become visible. You drive home. The streets look normal, but you can't stop thinking about the store, the gaps, the limits, the employees' eyes that said, "I know." Because when grocery stores close early, it usually isn't about groceries.
Grocery stores are precision instruments. They run on timing. Deliveries at 4 a.m., stocking by 6, fresh produce rotated before opening. Everything happens on schedule. Because if it doesn't, you notice. And lately, you're noticing. The stores are still open. The shelves still have food. The system is still working. But it's working differently. Tighter. Thinner. With less margin for error. When a grocery store closes early, it's not a statement. It's an adjustment to something behind the scenes. You don't see the spreadsheet showing a delivery is 2 days behind. You don't see the warehouse running at 70% capacity. You just see the store closing at 8 instead of 10, and you adapt. That's the thing about slow changes. They don't trigger alarms. They just become the new normal, quietly, week by week. until one day you realize it's been 2 months since you could shop after 9 p.m. You're scrolling one evening. You come across a 15-second video, someone filming inside a grocery store. The camera pans slowly down an aisle. The shelves are half-stocked, obvious gaps, brands spread out just to fill space. The person filming whispers, "This is the 3rd time this week. This is weird." The video has thousands of views. The comments all echo the same thing. "Same at my store. Ours too. They keep saying supply issues but won't explain." No one's panicking, but everyone's noticing. You go back to your regular store the next day. You recognize the cashier. She recognizes you. "Closing early again tonight?" you ask. "Every night," she says. "Just a fact." They ever say why? She leans in slightly, glancing toward the back. "This is my 2nd store this year, both doing the same thing." She pauses. "I think it's everywhere." Everywhere. You pay and leave. You sit in your car thinking about what she said. "I think it's everywhere." That's the signal. Not panic, not collapse, just adjustment. Quiet tightening, reduced hours, limits that appear without explanation. The system is preparing for something, not announcing it, reshaping itself with small moves that don't make headlines but change everything. Because grocery stores are the canary. They're the first place you see stress. Not the news, not the reports. The store. The store that closes early with gaps in the aisles. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You start tracking it without meaning to. You buy one extra item each trip, just in case. You don't call it hoarding, you call it planning. But so is everyone else. And that's how the math shifts. One extra item per person across 1,000 customers means the shelves empty faster, which means the limits get tighter. A quiet, invisible loop, accelerating. You go back one more time, near closing. The store is dimmer now. They're saving electricity. The music is off. You walk the aisles. A delivery truck pulls up outside. Late again. The driver looks stressed. He opens the back. It's only half full. Inside, an employee's restocking, slowly, spreading items out to make the shelf look fuller than it is. He notices you watching. Your eyes meet. He doesn't smile. He just goes to work. He knows what he's doing. He knows you see it, but there's nothing to say. You check out. The store lights go off section by section. Everything looks normal, but you know it's not. Normal doesn't close early. Normal doesn't limit purchases. This is something else, something happening in the spaces between what's said and what's seen. The grocery store will be there tomorrow, but the hours will be shorter, the selection smaller. And next month, it might tighten more, not because of a disaster, because of small, invisible pressures, the kind that show up as early closings and employees who say, "I think it's everywhere," and then go quiet. Maybe this is the new baseline, and next time it adjusts again. You won't see it coming. You'll just wake up one day and realize the stores close at 7. Now you can only buy 2 of most things. And when someone asks, "Remember when stores were open late?" you'll nod, but you won't remember exactly when it changed. It'll just feel like it's always been this way. That's how it works, not with sirens, with dimming lights and early closings. This isn't a prediction, it's a signal. And signals don't ask for permission.